We are still learning more about slope. So today we are finding slope given 2 points. Yesterday we found slope from a table and we wrote it as rise over run. So today we're using 2 points to find the slope. So if you look back at your composition book, the front cover, we have our formula chart. And this is the chart that you'll use whenever you take your STAR test, whenever you take any test in here. The formula that we will be using is the slope formula. So if you kind of look at yours, it's in the very front cover on the left, front cover. So slope of a line, this is the formula that we will be using. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this just requires 2 points, an x1, y1, and an x2, y2. Okay, so let's look at our digital notebook. So finding slope from 2 points. Here's our formula. The steps will be to label your ordered pairs as x1, y1, and x2, y2. So you use the 1s to represent the first point and the 2s to represent the second point. Then you'll substitute the values into the equation. So here is a set of 2 points. We have 8, -1, and 0, 3. Step 1 says to label the numbers of your ordered pairs as x1, y1, x2, y2. So we can actually drag and drop from the left-hand side. So x1 is 8. Y1 is -1. x1, y1. And then x2, y2. So we have them labeled. And slope is written or found by doing rise over run, right? If we have our graph or if we have a table. So we need to do, let's see. We need to use the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we have the numbers. So now we'll plug in the numbers. So we would do y2 minus y1. That's your rise. So 3 minus a -1 over 0 minus 8. 3 minus a -1, 0 minus 8. Then we would reduce or simplify that. If you have a 3 minus a -1, those become positive. So it's a 3 plus 1, and then we still have 0 minus 8. Then we actually perform the operation. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and then 0 minus 8 is a -8. Then we can reduce 4 over -8 becomes 1 over -2, which the negative can go on top, bottom, or out front. So we could write it as -1 over 2 or 1 over -2. They mean the same thing. Okay, so that's using your formula. So let's go to the next slide. Finding slope from 2 points on the table. So identify which of the coordinates are x and y. draw, and we need, oh, we have them over here. It's going to say we need to add an input-output table. So you're just dragging it over. Also called a t-table. So let's say you're given 2 points. You put those 2 points in a table, and you can find the slope by using the same thing that we did yesterday, the same method. Put the coordinates in the table in pairs, and then find the slope from the table. So let's see, we have 8, -1, 0, 3, same thing. If you have a table written like this, what's on top? X values or Y values? X. X values go on top, just like X values go on the left side. So I'm going to make this bigger. I'm going to push enter. And then the Y values are on bottom. And this is for our T table, our input-output table. I like that to be lowercase. There we go. So X is on top, Y is on bottom. So I'm going to put my pair, 8, -1. Looks like I need to put the numbers in here. So this would be 8, and the Y value is -1. Make this bigger, I think. So, like that. There we go. Then I'm going to tab over to get to my next point. So 8, -1 is one of the points. The other point is 0, 3. So now I have my coordinates in there. So in order to find the slope from a table, remember we do change of y over change in x. So let's look at how do we go from -1 to a +3? What is the change there?
Wait, add 4?
Yep, add 4. So we'll put that right here. And then how do we go from 8 to 0? -8. Then we write our slope as, so I need to do a little m equals the change of y over change of x. Oh, I need to underline change of y. Here's the underline. There we go. So we'll write it as a fraction. Change of y, which is +4, over change in x, which is -8. So this is 4 over -8. And we can just drag and drop that one over. And then we can reduce that because they're both divisible by 4, which would give us 1 over -2. Okay, y'all have any questions? Okay, so when we're given 2 points, we can transfer it to a table and find change y over change in x, or we can just label them like we did over here and use the formula. It's up to you which one you want to do. Or even if you have a table and you want to find the slope, you could change it x1, y1, x2, y2, and then use the formula. So you just need to decide which way is better for you, formula or using the table. So let's go to the next few examples. Fill in the tables using the text boxes, then drag and drop the correct slope in its simplified form. This is identical to the notes page if you need to remember what to do. So you can, let's see. Oh, whoops. Messed up. We can use the formula or the table. So you just decide which one's best for you. And I don't see any drag and drop unless it's over here. No, I don't see it. So we will just have to do this on our own. So let me zoom in. Okay, would you rather do this on paper and just use the points? Okay, let's do that. So open up your composition book. And we're going to write on here slope given 2 points. Do y'all remember this formula from last year? Maybe? Okay, I'll show you my what I'm writing in just a minute. Okay, so I wrote in my composition notebook, slope given 2 points, slide 12. And then I wrote the first one down. Okay, so from this, what would we like to do? The table or the formula? Table? Okay. The person who spoke first gets to decide. All right, so I'm just making a T-chart, T-table. I get negative 13, 8, and then 3, 12. So we do change in y over change in x, or rise over run. So let's look at the y's. What did that change? What was the change from 8 to 12? Yeah, plus 4. What about from negative 13 to positive 3? Plus 16, right? And you put the rise, which is a change in y's, over run. So this is going to be your rise. This is going to be your run. So then this would be written as 4 over 16, which, yep, if we reduce it, equals 1/4. That's it, yeah. We could have used the formula. Let's do the second one with the formula, and then you decide which one's easier for you. That's not where I want to be. Okay, there we go. So the next one is 19, negative 12, and 5, 16. And when we finish this slide, we got to make sure we take a picture and upload it to the slide. Okay, so we're going to use the formula on this one. The formula is y2 minus y1, change of y's, over x2 minus x1. I didn't put a minus there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to label them x1, y1, x2, y2. That's a critical step, because if you label them wrong, you're not going to ever get the right answer. You got to label them correctly. x1, y1, x2, y2. And now plug it in. So y2 will be 16 minus y1, a negative 12, over x2, 5 minus x1, 19. What happens whenever you have minus a negative? Yeah, so 16 plus 12, what is that? And then 5 minus 19, negative 14. And then divide them, what do we get? Yeah, so our slope is negative 2. And you can put this in the calculator. Because we get the calculator, we could just do the fraction alpha y equals and then put it exactly in there, just like we wrote it the first time. 16 minus a negative 12 over 5 minus 19. And you get the same thing. So if you're not confident in your integer operations, add, subtract, then you can just put it in the calculator. As long as you're putting down what you're putting in the calculator, that counts as work. All right, so raise your hand if you like the table better. Raise your hand if you like the formula better. Okay, so we're about split. So what I want you to do is you're going to finish the examples on this page. So you just have 1, 2, 3, 4 more examples. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and let y'all work on that right now. Okay, so look at these. This is the table. So I'm just giving you the answers. So let's look at number 3, negative 6 over 5. How'd y'all do? Got it? Okay. Number 4, negative 4 over 3. Okay. Number 5 just equals 5. Okay. Because it's negative 5 over negative 1, making it a positive 5. Number 6 comes out to 2 over negative 7, or negative 2 over 7, or just your negative out front, 2 over 7. All right, we good there? All right. So now we need to do these last two. So go ahead and work out these last two. You can work them out table or formula. All right, so let's see how you did. Here is working it out using the formula. So we got negative 1/3 is what it comes out to equal. And then the other one is negative 2/5. Leave them as a fraction, or you could divide them, but right now let's just leave them as fractions. All right. So your assignment, there was an assignment from you yesterday that we need to talk about, the slope from graphs, and then an assignment today that I'm going to pass out, slope from a table, that we will work on. So let me look at the slope from a graph first. Pull that out, because I know I gave that to y'all yesterday. Oh, don't forget to take a picture of your notes to upload to that slide for your notebook, for your digital notebook. Okay? On here, you're just doing rise over run. So don't forget slope dude, okay? This will help you ensure that if it's going up from left to right, it's positive. Going down from left to right, negative. Zero fun. And then a vertical line is undefined. Did you? Oh, is it already done? Yeah. Hang on to it just for a sec. And yes, in just a minute. All right. The only thing that was kind of iffy was the back because it didn't have points. You had to find the lattice points. So here, this is a lattice point. This is a lattice point. So this is on number 10. So make sure you're counting rise over run. So this would be what? 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait, you just make your own?
You're looking for the lattice points. So that's where it goes exactly through a point. So you've got to be careful that whenever you look at these, this doesn't go exactly through. It's like in the middle. You want to go exactly through a corner of the grid. See how that's below? That's above that, above. And then right there, it goes exactly through that coordinate. So it's a perfect lattice point. Same thing over here. So that is the most confusing part about these because they don't actually have points plotted. So make sure you check that. And make sure you're simplifying your fraction when you're done. So let's look at number 15. We need some lattice points. So let's see. Way up here, that goes exactly through that coordinate. And then down here, it goes exactly through that coordinate. Is there another one?
I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that one too. Let's say I have these two though. So let's count a rise over run. You start at your leftmost point, and we're going to rise. That means either you're going to go up or go down. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. And since you're going down, you're falling. It's a -4 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so -4 over 6 reduces to -2 over 3. Because they're both even, you can divide by 2. So I don't want you to leave it as -4 over 6. I want you to put it as -2 over 3. Okay, so make sure you finish this assignment. Once you finish this assignment, turn it in, and then you can start the slope from a table, which I'll pass this out in just a minute. You can use the formula or you can use the slope, but remember, it's change of y. It's your rise over run. And remember, rise is your change in y values over change in x values. So don't flip it because a lot of people, they forget and they do x's over y's, but it's always y's over x's. I'll pass this out. And that this will be due by the end of class tomorrow because we're going to look at y'all's test corrections tomorrow if you need to do them.